Johanna, thank you for joining us. Let's start off by talking to you about what motivated you to get into the oil and gas industry and what keeps you here.
So I wasn't initially considering a career at all in the oil and gas industry or in the energy industry. I was studying nanotechnology in graduate school, but shortly before I was finished with my PhD, Halliburton actually came to recruit at my campus. And that was really the first time I gave any consideration to joining the energy industry. When I did get closer to graduating, I considered all my available options. And at that time, it really seemed like joining the energy industry was really, really attractive, especially joining such a large industry. And a multinational company like Halliburton was particularly attractive to me. It provided tremendous opportunities, professional and personal growth that really attracted me.
And talk about any significant career milestone that you can look back and think that was a wow moment for you.
So shortly after I relocated with Halliburton to Houston, I was offered a newly created position. It was a technology manager role for Halliburton Worldwide GmbH, located in Switzerland. And it was a newly created role in a new entity as part of a Halliburton structure. And it came with a lot of uncertainty and a lot of risk. And it was really not a well-defined role at the time. I would be the first one having this role. And when I was offered the role, it was even communicated to me that perhaps this would slow down my career progression as opposed to speeding it up, specifically because I needed people management, and this role did not have that. I was given a few days to decide, and in discussion with my husband, we decided, even despite the risk and uncertainty associated with this role, this was probably the right move for us, and so we decided to take it. And when I was in that position, I was significantly challenged, and it was a time when I got outside of my comfort zone a lot. I had to obtain buy-in from senior stakeholders within the organization, and I had to work on doing so without any direct authority, of course, and it was a major development for me. But I believe, ultimately, that as I took the risk associated with this role and then later delivered in it, that was ultimately what caused my career progression to actually speed up. When I relocated back, it was less than 12 months later, and I was offered the position that I have today as the Director of Technology for one of Halliburton's product service lines.
Amazing. So you took that chance, and then it ended up being better for you, even though you thought it was possible to slow down your career. Didn't do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty incredible. So with that, knowing that, do you have advice for younger professionals or younger women trying to find their place in the industry, maybe unsure what to do there?
Definitely to invest in yourself. And to me, that really comes down to two different things. The first one is making sure that you're performing in the role that you're in today. If you're going to be able to do that successfully, you need to have a clear understanding of what the expectations is in that role that you have, and then making sure you're working hard to deliver on those expectations. Now, the second piece is what role might you want after that, and making sure that you develop yourself to be ready for those types of roles. So make sure that you get feedback from others with respect to the competencies and the skills required for that potential role that you want, and then make sure that you develop a plan to close those gaps so that you're ready. At the end of the day, your career and your future depends on yourself, and it's your responsibility to make sure that you're ready.
And with that, what are your thoughts on mentors, being able to help someone along different stages or learning from them as well?
I believe having mentors is critical for anyone, women or men, if you're interested in investing in your career. I believe you should have multiple mentors. If you have the availability to have a female mentor as a female, I think that can give you a very unique perspective that you should take advantage of.
And what about your biggest challenge or risk? Of course, you did mention, and maybe that is your biggest challenge, but can you pinpoint another time, maybe with being a woman in the industry, do you find that you've had challenges there?
I think bias, and specifically bias associated with exclusion from what may be perceived to be typical male events. So for example, golfing, hunting, fishing, things like that, where even if I may not be interested in attending or joining all of those events, not being asked has a significant impact. It's important to understand that when people don't participate in events like this, you're not going to be on the top of people's minds to the same extent as those who do. And that is really important to make sure that you find ways of socializing with both your coworkers and your senior stakeholders in the company. And so I've had to find different ways sometimes to make sure that I can still have those types of social interactions. And sometimes that has meant making sure that I insert myself into those type of events, such as fishing or go-karting, or perhaps proposing alternative events, making sure to have lunch with my coworkers and my managers.
And talk to me a little bit, if you can, Johanna, about being part of this 25 Influential Women in Energy, this class, very deserved. Talk to us about that, but then also how important events and programs like this are to you for the industry.
I believe they're very important because it offers a very unique opportunity for women to try to strive towards getting one of those awards and then to be recognized for those accomplishments. Specifically to me, it means a great deal to be able to be recognized for the achievements that I've had together with my team. And also I believe it has the added benefit of allowing other women that see myself and other women get these awards to strive for making sure that that happens for them as well and to see that it's possible.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much for sharing your story, and congratulations on this very well-deserved honor.
Thank you very much.
You're
I appreciate
very welcome. And for Heart Energy, I'm Jessica Morales.